The sun beat down on Western Australia in the spring of 1932, and the wheat fields shimmered with false hope. After World War I, returning soldiers had traded rifles for plows, convinced that wheat would be their golden ticket. But the Great Depression had other ideas, hammering prices until every acre felt like a losing bet. Then came the emus, 20,000 of them, towering 6 foot tall. Bundles of feathers and appetite migrated from the dry interior toward the coast. They weren't interested in economics. They wanted water, and they loved the taste of tender wheat shoots, to desperate farmers. The birds were a living plague. They wrote to Canberra pleading for help, describing their fields as an all-you-can-eat emu buffet. The government answered with military precision. Major G. P.W. Meredith of the Royal Australian Artillery rolled into the district with 2 soldiers, 2 Lewis light machine guns, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. If crops were under siege, why not fight a war? Their first mission sounded simple: ambush a mob of about 50 emus near the town of Campion. Meredith's men crouched in position, waiting for the perfect shot. But emus aren't slow. Clumsy farm birds, they're sprinters with instincts honed by a harsh continent. The flock scattered before the soldiers fired more than a few rounds. Hardly a feather fell. Determined, the men mounted a gun on a truck for mobile warfare. The plan unraveled the moment the vehicle hit the bumpy farmland. The gunner bounced like a yo-yo, while the emus dashed away at nearly 30 miles an hour. Machine gun is useless if you can't aim it. Meredith regrouped and tried again days later, spotting 1,000 emus gathered near a dam. This time he thought they couldn't possibly escape. The Lewis guns opened up in a rattling roar. Birds dropped, then immediately split into smaller squads, darting through the scrub like feathered gorillas. Farmers swore some wounded emus kept running as if powered by sheer defiance. Meredith himself claimed to see one bird survive, at least half a dozen bullets. By the end of the campaign, the soldiers had fired nearly 9,860 rounds and killed around 986 emus. That's roughly 10 bullets per bird, an efficiency rate that would make any quartermaster weep. Newspapers across the country laughed. The term Great Emu War stuck. When Parliament questioned the cost and effectiveness, the government called a halt in early December. The scoreboard read, Emus 1, Army 0. The birds kept on eating. Eventually, authorities settled on bounty programs and stronger fences, strategies that worked far better than shaky trucks and machine guns. Farmers collected emu bounties by the thousands in the years that followed, while Major Meredith quietly admitted a grudging respect for his foes, calling them remarkable for their maneuvering skills. Today the emu still struts proudly across Australia's coat of arms beside the kangaroo, chosen because it supposedly cannot walk backward, a symbol of national progress and, in hindsight, unstoppable bird power. The Great Emu War leaves a tidy moral: never underestimate wildlife and never take a rickety truck and a dream to a gunfight with nature. In 1932, Australia learned that lesson the hard way, while the emus simply kept running, undefeated and probably